Hello everybody, I'm the French Monk and welcome to my first ever Napoleon Total War commentary video. Now as you can see, I'll be commentating over a replay of a battle I did along with Gruff, Thomas and Zimbo, all of whom are basically members in my Holdfast regiment. Let me put this on slow motion for now. Um, Even though it's the first deployment stage at the moment. I'm just gonna go over the history behind this battle, history of not in-game history, but history more like, okay, why did we do this battle and who was playing against who and such. So we got two armies of France. One is commanded by me, of course. The other one is commanded by Gruff, and we will be playing against, even though you can't see them there in the distance. They're still in deployment phase, but these guys will be the British, and they're played by Zimbo. I think Zimbo on this side, the right side, and we got Thomas on the left side. Now we have fairly balanced teams because me and Zimbo both are, I wouldn't say really experienced player, but like really experienced players, but like um, we're fairly decent at the game. While the other two are, they're alright, okay? So they still have to learn how Total War works and such, and like the more advanced moves, because yeah, you'll notice it in the battle that on one side things are going a little bit better than the other side, but that's just the game. We're all here to do it for the fun, not for the win, of course. So yeah, let us go into the battle. I'm gonna fast forward this deployment phase. It doesn't take that long, or it shouldn't take that long. And I'm gonna go over the units more or less. So I got some Voltigeurs, 2 units of them up front. I got a 6 Eber horse artillery, and I got some Fusilier of the line units. I think there's 4 or 5 of them, along with some grenadiers. And then in the back I got my more elite units, the old guard. They are looking really fine. I love this unit. They're amazing. Along with the young guard, of course. Some really cool looking units. And I got my general in the back. Moving on to the other side where Gruff is setting up his men. So he's got some more cavalry than I have. I have more elite infantry, but he chose to invest a little bit more in the cavalry. So he's got 1 dragoon unit, 1 chevaux légers lanceurs. He's got, I think, 2 arty pieces. Yep, he's got 2 artillery à cheval, and he's got a large number of fusiliers of line, along with a unit of skirms, voltigeurs. He's got some grenadier of the line as well here, yeah, and some chasseurs even, some young guard here. So a very good mix of units really. See, he's got some more light units over here deployed. So yeah, can't really go into detail on the enemy yet because they're still invisible for us. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to explain the plan already. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to take this hill. So this is the map, the Battle of the Pyramids, and this hill is just, it is vital. One of the problems I did see with this map is that the British, so their side of Thomas and Gruff, they actually get deployed a little bit closer to the hill, which is why I just put up all my cavalry up front, along with my horse artillery, because they'll be going up that hill, just fast modus. I'm gonna try to take that hill as fast as possible, catch them off guard if they are still walking this way up that hill. So that's my plan. I asked Gruff if he could help me out by sending some units up the left side of that hill. Maybe help me by flanking Thomas's his army over there. But Gruff is mostly gonna be, there we go, it's live. So Gruff is mostly gonna be concentrating on Zimbo right here, who's got a lot of cavalry. Just look at that. Light dragoons. See a lot of, yeah, a lot of cavalry. He's got his main army in the back, fencibles, King German Legion, more fencibles. These are like the militia, more or less. He's got some rifles. He's got a lovely position right here with the howitzers and the horse artillery. Just an amazing position to look up on the enemy to get some nice kills. He's deploying stakes as well. So you can immediately see that Zimbo is opting for a very defensive strategy. While on the other side, Thomas is more or less stationary right here. He's just thinking about what to do. But Zimbo in the meanwhile is urging him to go for that hill. Which he isn't doing fast enough. He's just standing still. He's probably looking at some other things, maybe trying to get that howitzer of him moving and such, and his rifles deploying some stakes up there to defend it. But yeah, I'm taking advantage of that. So as you can see, my hussars and my lancers just bum rushing that hill like crazy, trying to get control of it. I got my artillery moving in as well. I got most of my army just running for that hill, trying to get it as fast as possible, because it will rack up a ton of kills once you get control of this hill and you get some nice artillery placed upon these ridges here. So yeah, as you can see, Thomas not paying attention whatsoever, or paying too late of attention on that hill, and yeah, there goes his chance. I've managed to claim the hill for France. Well, on the other side, you can see Graf is sending some of his units as well in order to help me out. We got some bombardments from the howitzers deployed by Thomas right there. As you can see, some nice explosions, not hitting much. But we're gonna go with play right here to speed things up. So I've done the important part of this battle, which is explain the movements of the players basically. So Graf is going straight ahead for Zimbo, which I wasn't paying attention when this battle was played. I wasn't paying attention to much of the things going on right here. But if I was, I would have told Graf not to charge that hill, as you may well see very soon, basically. Because that hill is just look at that. That position is just insane. Got the enemy right there in the distance. This is Zimbo's point of view. So as you can see, Thomas still bombarding the hill up there. I've managed to put my cavalry on his flank, kind of harassing him a little bit, making sure he's preoccupied. And I'm obviously deploying my artillery right here on this ridge, and already am starting to fire at his most valuable target, his general and his dragoons and cav. Because I was kind of worried about his cav. He had a lot of cav in reserves and up front. Oh, there you go. So a nice arty shot, as you can see, and I took out Thomas right here. So it's very important in this game to protect your general, make sure that he's safe. Oh, look at that bombardment though. Right, so I'm trying to harass him with my hussars right here, trying to gain his attention. Meanwhile, deploying my troops up that ridge and trying to set up everything properly and such.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, so this was to be expected. He had a lot of cav, causing my hussars to retreat, obviously. But that wasn't too much of a setback, really. I'm still in control of this hill. I'm just prepping my next move. I see Graf put up his artillery right here. He's gonna unlimber them really soon, and this makes us actually have the upper hand on Thomas. So if Thomas doesn't choose to attack us for a while, we'll be able to get a lot of kills with that artillery. Even though he has his howitzers right here, we're already starting to fire on them. He's trying to get some return shots here. Oh god. Surprisingly, no one got killed there. So yeah, on the other side, in the meanwhile, Gruff just going straight for that hill. He's already being shelled by Zimbo, his artillery. There we have it.
Men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Seems like Gruff is also returning fire already upon the artillery of Zimbo. Oh, just look at that. What a great position to have your artillery placed upon. Oh, did you see that flying? Oh, that was insane. There were so many men flying about. Yeah, just an amazing position for Zimbo here, right? And then we got Gruff just, yeah, going straight for that hill. Already getting a lot of casualties. That artillery is devastating in this game. Oh, just look at that. So if you get the map, as you can see, I'm trying to surround and flank Thomas on the left, while Zimbo is concentrating on Gruff. Most of the time, I'm trying to get my a little bit of chance out of that, trying to get the upper hand right here. Got my rifle set up, my lines in the back, just to protect those rifles, because you never know. He's got a lot of cavalry. I've got my stakes deployed here as well, so I got the hill. I can just sit back, shoot from distance, have my artillery support, and just wait it out here. In the meanwhile, though, Gruff is having some serious issues right here with his deployment of his units. As you can see, he's just lined them up all perfectly close to the British. He was getting a lot of casualties, but now that he actually set up, he's actually managing to get a lot of kills upon the British. Keep in mind though, most of these units are fencibles, while Gruff is already sacrificing his more elite infantry. Yeah, there you have it. Nice melee battle here. Put the map, toggle map a little bit away, so we can see a nice broad view of the battle. As you can see, Zimbo is already flanking the more elite infantry of Gruff, while Gruff is just going straight for that hill. He needs to take out this artillery because it's just ripping him to pieces. Oh, that grape shot though. That canister shot. It's just, look at that. It's so devastating to infantry. We got a lovely fight going on right here. We got the King German Legion foot right now, fighting the Fusiliers of Line. Got the rifles already in the mix, as well as the Highland foot, fighting the Old Guard. And this battle is just, oh, look at that. We got a square formed up here because Gruff noticed in time that the dragoons are basically coming up about. So yeah, I talked about the fact that Zimbo had a lot of cavalry. I'm just gonna pause it or slow motion here. Zimbo had a lot of cavalry, and what he actually managed to do is he actually went through this forest, this thick forest here, right here, and just enveloped Gruff and attacked him from the back, which caused him to lose his artillery, which is a damn shame, because artillery is really important in this battle. So Gruff is definitely going to feel that loss of his artillery. He does have one more artillery piece on my hill, so thank God for that. But yeah, that was a smart play by Zimbo right here. You see Gruff trying to get some infantry back to support his artillery, but of no use. In the meanwhile, this fight is just getting really intense right here. So as I told you guys before, if I were paying a lot more attention when I was playing this battle to Gruff's side, I would have advised him not to attack this hill, because it's plain suicide to try to take this hill head on. Even though he managed to surprisingly kill a lot of British, most of his elite infantry, and basically almost his entire army was just cut in pieces, while Zimbo took some losses as well, but not as much as he would have if we did things a little bit more tactically. That was some nice volleys from the chasseurs, taking out the King's German Legion foot. There we go. We got these guys running as well, trying to go back to the hill. Now let's go to the other side, because obviously I am still attacking Thomas right here. Got my line set up nicely around him. I noticed he was sending another fencible unit and some Highland foot on the flank, so I repositioned myself right here. There we go. Still got the artillery up on the hill, firing on the remainders of his left flank. Got my men right here, just firing in the flank. Just look at the amount of casualties, British casualties, mind you. We're also trying to take out their howitzers. As you can see, he's already lost 2 cannons. His rifles desperately trying to defend that position. He's marching up his foot, trying to get as much firepower up that flank to try to do something basically. But most of his army is stationary. As I told you, he's not the most experienced player. So he was taking things one at a time, while I was actually trying to move as fast as possible, a lot of units, and just try to harass him at as many places as possible. We got a charge right here from the fencibles. Again, that's militia, so they're not going to do a lot against my fusiliers of the line. Do see a nice epic charge though. Oh, brutal. He's got his own men shooting in his own men actually in the back. I still got my lancers right here, who are gonna support my fusiliers of line by taking out this small unit.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
There we go. Oh, just look at that. And they're already breaking. And I'm gonna continue to charge as well, because I noticed there aren't that many healthy units left on his flank, so I might as well continue to charge, even though he gets good volley off on my lances. Just gonna keep going, keep charging. There we go. You see them flying away. And they break as well, and then I'm gonna continue to charge again. Right here on his rifles, only 25 of them left. And I got a healthy, almost healthy unit of fusiliers. There you go, they're already breaking. Meanwhile, still firing with my artillery upon his cavalry, trying to take them down as much as possible. Because they're really tough when you have to melee them. Which I'd rather not. But at this moment he kinda knew what was going on, Thomas, and Zimbo was telling him, of course, to just pull back to him. Just gonna put this on slow motion a little bit. So as you can see, this battle here, Zimbo against Gruff. Gruff took a lot of casualties right here. Most of his army just decimated. Really nothing, almost nothing left, but his artillery and I think 1 or 2 units of infantry. But that is it. These are the last remainders of his army when he tried to attack that hill head on, basically. even though the British, Zimbo took a lot of casualties as well, he managed to keep possession of that hill, which is vital for them, obviously. He's got some healthy units right here of foot, trying to drive Grove back, the remainder of his army. We're gonna go back to Thomas because that's where most of the action is going on right now. So as you can see, I'm still trying to flank him. Got my units here, healthy units as well. Gonna try to hit him in the back, but in the meanwhile, Zimbo was telling him to pull back. So I expect to see a withdrawal of his troops to Zimbo's hill, basically. But it's gonna take a while for him to do that. Gonna go at normal speed again.
Our men are running, sir.
So these Voltigeurs are running because they are just with too few men to stand their ground. But it doesn't matter. We have a lovely position right here to defend and to fire upon the enemy, who is just... they're getting hammered. I'm not gonna lie here. They're not in a very advantageous spot. They got artillery shelling them constantly. Oh, we got a charge going on right here. Yep, that's the my lancers. As I told you guys, I was gonna try to harass him as much as possible. So what better way to do it than just charging them, getting them into melee, telling them not to fire, and in the meanwhile, while I'm getting them into melee, I'm gonna reposition my my units, as you can see, as close as possible. He's formed one square. Even though that's gonna break my lancers, I'm able to get a lot of kills here from distance. So there you go. They keep having to reform because of the fact that they're losing so many people at such a short time. So they're barely getting any shots off, which is what you wanna achieve when you're charging your cav and trying to get the player to panic, make panic decisions, make such a square in this kind of situation. So as you can see, yeah, my lancers are pretty much dead. But they serve their purpose, and I'm able to get some nice lovely shots upon that square. Alright, he decided finally to put them into the line again, trying to get some final volleys off. Doesn't look like it. He's just getting... yeah, there you go. They're already routing. Still got my artillery shelling this position as well. He's decided to send some King German Legion foot, more of the elite infantry of Britain. But it's not going to be as of much use if you're constantly being shelled by artillery, and if you have to attack me while I have the upper hand right here. There's also not really a good position to fire at because he's got the hill against him. Okay, so here is where he decided to just pull back. Zimbo was like, okay, you have to pull back your army. You're losing that flank. Just retreat, and we'll fight them on my side of the terrain. So as you can see, a massive withdrawal from Britain, going all the way back to this hill that Zimbo defended against Gruff. But this time they're gonna basically face the other way, face more to the left. And they're gonna try to get a defensive position along this whole side right here, facing that hill in distance. He's still got his rifles right here. He's trying to get them into melee to protect his howitzer, because he's gonna try to limber that and try to get it the hell out of there. But it's not much of any use, because as you can see, they're already breaking. Even before they hit, they're just gonna get slaughtered. They have it. I should have stopped firing upon them because they were not of any threat anymore, but I wanted to make a message like, hey, we're coming for you. There's no hope for you British anymore. He's still firing his howitzer. Getting some good hits on the Grenadier line here. almost hitting the general. I think this is Gruff's general, because I got my general right here somewhere. Yeah, here. Here we have him. So me and Gruff setting up our artillery, shelling the British from a distance, and already positioning our troops so that we can attack the British over there. I mean, we could have just sat back and just let the artillery do the thing, but then this battle would have taken ages, which, yeah, we just didn't have the time for, and it would have been boring as well. So we just kept on firing with the artillery for now. I think Thomas actually managed to notice that his arty is still there. Only one unit though, one cannon left.
Battery reporting.
They're gonna try to get the hell out of there, but me and Gruff are gonna try to take that arty down to just shatter the hope of the British. So I told Gruff, just take that howitzer down, just help me take it down. Ooh, oh, those shots are very close. Look at the British just pulling back in an orderly fashion. Oh, that cannonball's close.
Artillery reporting.
Oh, that was really close. Oh, look at all these shots. Look at the smoke. These guys are going through hell right now. Oh no! There goes the hope of Britain. Just losing that artillery piece, which was obviously very sad for them. Losing another artillery piece, which could have helped them really. But now me and Gruff are gonna set up our troops. I'll have the larger amount of units. I still got my elite infantry, which I didn't use in the attack on Thomas. So I still have some really good healthy units, elite units, which I will be putting in my reserve right there. Most of the units I used here, like the Voltigeurs, the Fusiliers of Line, and the Grenadiers of Line, they are almost all out of ammo. So it will only take a few volleys for them to just completely be out of ammo, and I'll have to charge with them. But for now, let's just fast forward and go to the next point in the battle. Alrighty, so our troops, as you can see on the minimap, are starting to advance upon the position of Thomas and Zimbo. Got my Voltigeurs right here. It's all moving up. Just look how many casualties. The field is just littered with bodies of dead British men. This is where a lot of his stationary cavalry got hit by my artillery, and on this side there were just so many British soldiers just dying because they didn't have the advantageous spot basically. I mean, they tried their best. They killed quite a number of my men as well, but it just wasn't enough to take down my army or to defend his position where he was. He should have listened to Zimbo and just head for this hill just straight away, just as fast as possible. He could have reached it first if he was really quick. But as I told you guys, he wasn't really an experienced player, so there we have it. Okay, so now the artillery of Zimbo is starting to shell my my men right here. Not getting that many hits as he would like, but still enough to cause some minor damage to these units right here, trying to take down my old guard. So we're just marching our way towards their defensive position, which I'm going to show you now how he has set up his army. So when we look from their point of view, you can see he's still got quite a number of healthy units left. Some foot, some light foot even. These will come in very handy as they have a lot more range to cover. He's still got some cavalry left, which is gonna help him a lot because we have pretty much no cavalry at all besides our general. Alright, so we are gonna move up our artillery as well, which he'll try to take down as fast as possible. Because artillery is really vulnerable when they're limbered. It will only take a good shot and you're already a crew less. Right, so get down on limber as fast as possible. Come on boys, watch out for those cannonballs. Got another artillery crew coming in. Alright, so we got a pretty good position to return fire upon the British. Let's see if we can get some nice good shots. Ah, immediately returning fire upon that artillery, up on that hill. We've got our infantry in reserve. Just glorious. Oh, some nice incoming fire from the British. Oh, return fire, boys. I love artillery in this game. Right, so that's that for the artillery. Meanwhile, our troops are getting close to theirs. I noticed the position wasn't really optimal to get any good hits because they got some of these dunes right here, just working in their advantage, causing a lot of the bullets to just go in there. A lot of the shots, I should say. We did manage to get this hill right here. As you can see, just shelling this position. Oh yeah, so this is what I was talking about. Most of these units have fought Thomas's units, and they are now running out of ammo, so I'm trying to pull them back, get them in reserve, and put some of my more elite units up front. Because I don't want to just charge these units, which would, yeah, it would be devastating to lose a unit like that, a nice healthy unit of 94. To just lose them due to a good volley from the British. As you can see, their fencibles, which are the militia, they're just running away already after a few shots from my infantry. They've had it for the day. No, but they'll return. They usually do, these kind of healthy units. Righty, I think this is one of Thomas, his dragoons. One of the few cavalry units he has left. He's trying to take out our artillery, so he's gonna go for that. Meanwhile, we have our lines right here already firing upon them. As you can see, he's trying to go for artillery, but we noticed just in time that we have some dragoons incoming. And as you can see, they're just evaporated. Got some nice squares going on here. And reforming into line.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Alright, so these guys also out of ammunition. Just pulling back. I don't want them to lose a lot of men by just charging that, just those healthy units of British, because they are still having some good shots at us and have ammunition left to cause some serious damage right here. He's still got some light foot firing upon my lights. Meanwhile, I'm trying to flank him on the left. Okay, so he's now trying to send some fencibles, again some militia to that left side. He's still got the upper advantage of the hill, but I got my more elite infantry coming up. I don't know what they were trying to do here. He was trying to charge us, but yeah, from this range, and they're militia, so they're just gonna run away. But they should return though, because they're still a healthy unit. There's some good, nice volleys right here. And we got support of the artillery, because their lines are getting close enough for our artillery to get the canister shot loaded. Just look at that. As I said, artillery is just, it is a nightmare for infantry in this game, and for any troops, any units really, because they just melt you. They're getting off some good shots upon our lines though. Not gonna lie, they're losing quite a lot of men. Oh, that canister shot is just so... Look at that. Can you just see from this range how... Oh, look at that shot. Just taking down those guys right there. And they're pulling back. They've had enough. But in the meanwhile, I was trying to get my elite infantry to get up on this hill, but I didn't notice that they had so many units left with shots. They still have their rifles, and they have a really good position behind their infantry, shooting over them basically and getting a ton of kills upon my old guard, which they were losing so many men that they kept on reforming and not getting any proper shots upon the enemy. So because of that, I tried to get some of my lights in the melee, because they're all out of ammo. These guys as well here, the Grenadier of Line. So I'm trying to get the British into melee mode so that they stop firing upon my old guard. I got more Fusiliers of Line coming upon that hill basically to help the old guard art. I got these guys charging in right now, doing as much damage as possible, just melee them. There you go, we break them and we continue to charge. Come on boys, continue to charge. There we go.
Our men are running.
Alright, we got these guys right here now retreating. I got my men with full ammunition formed up on that hill right now. I got my artillery firing upon this lovely target right here, just straight down the middle. Can get some lovely shots if we manage to hit them, of course. Should be able to get some good shots. We got the hill right here. I got my Fusiliers of Line, which will charge these guys right here because they're also out of ammunition. And it's all about this hill. We need to get control of this hill because their artillery is still a threat to our infantry, and we just need to take this hill as fast as possible, which is why I decided to continue this charge as well and try to get my men into a more like advanced position. As you can see, just charging completely, trying to overwhelm their position right here. Their own artillery firing upon the general. I think this is Thomas's general though. What remains of his general staff really. Oh, devastating. My men are retreating, but I have some more coming up who are also out of ammunition, just continuing the charge, trying to take this hill, losing a lot of men by doing so, but it's all worth it if we manage to take control of this hill. And we're actually charging them while some of the lines are still holding that flank. Actually managing to break some of my fusiliers of line right there. Got a little bit of a lag spike right there. Alrighty, so we managed to take the hill. And we're going to continue to charge down the hill. Try to get these guys into melee as well. As you can see, here's what happened. All these bodies are from the battle between Thomas and Zimbo and Gruff.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
This is where the Napoleon Total War game just told the French side, so me and Gruff, that we were actually on the winning side, which you shouldn't really trust it, to be honest, because you can turn it around, but if you act like a complete retard in your decisions of of putting your men in dangerous places and such. But it's really glitchy, that meter, and when it tells you you're winning. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to it, but it looks like we have some chance to win this. Zimmo was actually trying to get with his general, along with some light dragoons, which I almost missed. He was trying to attack my artillery as well, and I actually noticed quite in time that he was trying to do that, so I formed a square right here, and we got some shots upon their cav as well. And there you go. So this is where the battle ends. As you can see, all of us having deployed similar armies, at least in numbers, so around 2,000 men each. So yeah, want to congratulate the players who aren't really experienced in this battle, Thomas and Gruff, for their actions of during this battle. They did some pretty good stuff as well. There were some moments in this battle where Gruff and Thomas made some decisions that you would question, but then again, this battle was all for fun. They learned from their decisions as well. They learned more how the game works, what you should do and such. And this was actually one of my first Napoleon multiplayer battles in quite a while. I think I hadn't played this game for over half a year or so. Mostly because I was enjoying my my other games like Mountain Blade, Napoleon Wars, Holdfast, and so on. That I totally forgot about this game. But when those members came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to play some Total War?" I only had Empire installed, and I told them, "Yeah, sure, let's do some Empire first." And after a while, we just talked and told each other like, "Hey, we could play Napoleon as well." And there you go. So yeah, this was basically my first commentary video on a battle replay of any Total War game, basically. If you want me to do more of these, please let me know in the comment section down below. I would definitely appreciate the feedback that you post in there. If you want me to do anything, if you want me to record a certain battle, or if you want me to record certain scenarios or such, just make sure to type it down below. Let me know. And if you really enjoyed this video, just make sure to hit that like button so that I know that I am I'm making some good stuff here. Once again, thanks to all the players that participated in this game, and I will see you all very soon in the next video. Take care, everyone.